routine that is aimed at mainly intermediate clients. Improvers, feel free to give it a go, but just do what you can. Don't necessarily try to do everything. Most of my intermediate clients will cope with this okay. There might be a little few things in it that the advanced people will recognise. So again, intermediates, if you think, oh no, that's a bit above me, don't do it. I'm going to use some weights. So I've got 1 kilo weights here, 2 pounds. Either weighted balls or hand weights will do. Or if you just want to use a couple of cans of beans at home, or maybe a couple of bottles of water. Just something to give yourself a little bit of resistance, and it will actually help you with some of the movements. So we're going to start standing with your feet hip width distance apart, knees soft, and stand tall. So wiggle fingers and toes. And a couple of shoulder shrugs to take your shoulders back and down. Okay, just bring the pulse into neutral. Engage your tummy, pelvic floor, and a couple of deep breaths. Just to remind you to breathe into the ribs. So nice deep breaths. Letting your spine lengthen and your shoulders relax, making sure your body weight is even through both feet. Okay, gently turning the head a couple of times to each side. Moving smoothly and slowly. And back to the center, dropping your chin to the chest. Back up, down again. And back up. Moving into the shoulders, so rolling them forward, both together. And change direction. Very important to do the warm-up, particularly this time of year, because the muscles will be a little bit tighter because of the cold. Breathe in, bring the arms up, stretch out and down. So a nice big stretch to get those shoulders moving. Okay, one more. And change direction. Breathe in and out. Get nice big circles, stretching, lengthening and reaching through both arms. One more. Into a side bend. So reach, stretching up and over. So just a nice steady pace with your side bend. Try and keep your weight even through both feet and avoid pushing your hip out in the opposite direction. And repeat to the other side. So again, reach, stretching up. Just go towards the shoulder, keep looking straight ahead of you so that you're not encouraging the body to twist. And down. Excellent. Okay, arms out in front. Now we're going to do our rotation with bow and arrow. So bending one elbow back, push it behind you, follow with your eyes, and then return to the front. And repeat to the other side. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Now we're going to add a little bit of balance to bow and arrow today, but we're going to try and do the same side leg. So you're going to twist it over the hips. So as you push your right arm back, lift your right knee. Whoops, actually wobbling a little bit. Always a bit wobbly on the first one. And then change. Good. Keeping the toe on the floor if you're a wee bit wobbly, like me at the moment. It does get a little bit easier once the brain starts to think, oh yeah, I can actually cope with this. There you go. A little bit easier. See if you can bring the knee level with your hip as you twist over the hip. Whoop. Okay, one more. And then relax it down. I'm sure I can do it a lot better, but never mind. Okay, I'm sure you can do much better than me. So hands to the hips. Let's work on the hips and knees and legs. So transferring the weight to one foot. Concentrate, keep your chest lifted and your shoulders down, chin up. Bring one knee up in front, extend it out, flex the foot. Bend your knee in front. Now just sweep it out to the side, back up and then take it behind you. Up and out, up, in front, up and out, touching the floor there if you need a little bit of stability. And out, in front, and out, and back, and replace. Good. Give the leg a bit of a shake, and let's try on the other side. So again, just take your time. So the knee comes up, extend and flex. Use your tummy if you're a bit wobbly. Then out to the side, and then behind. Always bring the knee up in front between each change of direction. So out, in front. This is not easy to do when I'm trying to make sure that I can see in the camera. And out, in front, flex, out to the side, point, touching the floor if you need to, and behind, and then replace. Whew, that was harder than I was expecting it to be this morning. Okay, let's move into your roll downs. So feet parallel, knees soft, tummy in. Breathing in as you breathe out. Drop your chin to the chest and slowly bend. Take your time, allowing the head to hang and the arms to relax. Breathe in at the bottom, long breath out. Use your tummy and slowly come back up. Just stand. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the chin. Down you go into the next one. Chin to the chest, breathe out as you go down. And just take your time. Always interesting to see how your body's feeling with your roll downs. Particularly early in the morning or when it's a little bit colder. It just takes a bit of time to get the muscles to move in these lower temperatures. Okay, let's add a squat and a stretch. So get slowly down. As you get closer to the mat, into squat, maybe hands on the floor. Push your tailbone to the ceiling, into the stretch, hold, breathe in, long breath out. Keep your arms straight as you slowly come back up. Relax the shoulders, lift the chin. Okay, down again, same thing. So just soften the knees. Breathing out as you come down. As your hands come closer to the mat, into a squat, into the stretch, hands flat on the floor if possible, hold, breathe in, long breath out. Legs straight to come back up. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the chin. Okay, down again, last time. So soften the knees as you bend. Into squat, hands to the mat, into stretch. Hold the stretch. Now try and get your body weight even through both hands and both feet. Letting your head hang. Now if that's not going to happen, don't worry. So if you're just here, make sure the legs are straight and just let your arms hang. Or you might want to hug your ankles, maybe wrap your arms around your legs, gently pull. I quite like to get the hands flat, get the weight even between both hands and both feet. It gives you a nice stretch. You can let your head hang just to lengthen the muscles in the back of your neck. Now I'm going to come forward into plank. So take 4 steps forward and drop your hips down. Checking your position, so a nice straight line from the back of the head to the heels. We're going to do a little bit of leg pull. So for leg pull, you lift one foot, press back on the other, and replace. Pointing the toes, and as you push back. Try and breathe. And avoid lifting your hips. So trying to keep the straight line from your shoulders to your heels. I normally aim for 4 to each side if possible, but note the leg is not going too high. Okay. And then release. Press up into down dog. This is quite nice, just gives you a little breather. as well as a good stretch. Coming back down into plank. Now I'm going to go to arabesque. So for arabesque, lift one foot, push up, in to down dog, just with one leg. Slight twist at the waist, but try and keep the shoulders square. Then bend and extend your leg in arabesque position. Breathe out to bend, in to extend, one more. Drop back into plank, replace the foot to the floor, change feet. So then push up into arabesque. Keep shoulders square between your arms, little twist at the waist, then bend and extend. For 2, 3, and 4. And drop back down into plank position and bend your knees. Well done. So coming in to tabletop, we're going to do a little bit of swimming in tabletop. Low level, opposite arm and leg. Then we're going to switch it to same arm, same leg, which is a little bit more challenging. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, slide, lift, opposite arm and leg. Breathe in, replace, and change. Focusing on your balance, keeping the body as level and as still as you can. So note the limbs are not too high. If you take the leg too high, it'll just tip you forward. Now you can stay at that level if you want to, or you can try this. Not as hard as it sounds. So you take the leg back first, twist at the waist to stack the hips. Now this toe can be on the floor or lifted. Pressing into the mat, reach the other arm up towards the ceiling. Bring the hand back and bring your knee back. Other side. So the leg goes back, twist the hips, pressing into the floor, reach that arm up, bring the hand back down, and replace the knee to the mat. And change. So leg goes back, twist, reach up, aim for the straight line, look straight ahead. Leg hip height, hand down, and replace. And the other side. Twist, press into the floor, reaching up, bring the hand down, bring your knee down. Great, let's do one more on each side. So leg goes back, twist, try and stack the hips just like you would do for a side kick. Hand down, knee down, other side. So leg goes back, hip height if possible, or toe on the floor, stretch up, and down, and relax. Well done. Little stretch into child pose to release. And breathe. Nice deep breaths. Okay, now coming forward onto your front. And pop your arms down by your sides. Have a little bit of a roll, just to flatten yourself to the mat. Now, I'm going to have the legs parallel with a little bit of tension into the glutes and into the hamstrings to keep the legs under control. Forehead on the floor. So, I'm going to do a swan dive, just low level. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift the chest, head, shoulders, and hands. And breathe in to lower. And repeat. And slowly down. Keep the chin tucked in. So avoid lifting to look up. That puts a bit of pressure into the back of the neck. Also down in here. So if the back is a little bit fragile, look after it. Make sure you use your tummy muscles the whole time. Excellent. Now we're going to lift. This time we're going to hold it. Take the arms level with your shoulders. Palms down, then round above your head. Return. Palms up, back to the hips, and slowly down. A little bit harder. If your hands won't go all the way around, just stop at shoulder level. So lift the chest, hold, a little bit of tension in the legs, use your glutes, use your core muscles. So pulling the navel to your spine. slowly down. Okay, once more. Out. Round above your head. As far as you can get them without letting your chest drop. And then come back down. Excellent. Now we're going to try a stretch. So pop your hands underneath the shoulders. Keep the legs parallel, gently push up. Keeping your shoulders relaxed, not necessarily blocking out the elbows. Just to get a nice little stretch into your back. And lower back down. Now we're going to take it to a full swan dive. So some of you may not have done this before. You might want to watch it first, rewind, and then have a go. So you push up to start with. We're going to let go with the hands to rock forward onto the chest and lift your legs. So breathe in. As you breathe out, throw the arms forward, legs lift, and snap back up. And repeat. So it's a nice little change of pace. And roll. And repeat. Well done. One more. And release. So press back into child pose to release your back. And breathe. Excellent. Okay, let's come into a sitting position. So I'm going to use some weights next. So either weighted balls, little set of hand weights, a couple of cans of beans or soup or whatever, anything that you might have, just to give yourself a little bit of pull. Because we're going to do some full roll-ups using the weights. So the weights help you to come up, which in turn makes your abdominals work a little bit more. It's also good for your arms and shoulders. So legs out front parallel, roll down slowly, all the way to the floor. Take your arms over your head. Circle out to the side, tuck in the chin, reach the weights over the hips, and it pulls you up into sitting, and go forward into stretch. And again. So you'll get quite surprised if you normally find this difficult and you've never tried it with weights, the difference it makes. So as your arms come to shoulder level, tuck in your chin, press the back into the mat, reach the weights over the hips, brings you up into sitting and forward into stretch. So this is quite nice after you've done the swan dive. Oops, wrong way. Just to give your back and your body a little bit of a stretch in the opposite way. And then forward into stretch. Let's go for one more. So down you go. Arms over, circle, tuck in the chin, peel up, and forward into stretch. And release. Excellent. Now just come forward a little bit on your mat. We're going to do a little bit of rolling. So if you've not tried rolling before, you can start with your toes on the floor. If you've done it before and know you can cope, lift your toes. Try and find that flat bit, the bottom of your spine. Get your balance, breathe in. Now this is total core strength, so you use your tummy. As you breathe out, just let the pelvis tilt and roll. Back up and hold. So you actually use your tummy as the brake. And repeat. So roll. And hold. And again, roll. Hold. One more. Hold. Now pop the hands in the backs of the knees. Lift your feet hip width distance apart. So this is a low level open leg rocker. So get into more classical Pilates exercises. You do the same thing. It tends to be a wee bit easier. You let the lumbar spine drop, the pelvis rolls, and you come back up, but you need to use your tummy to stop yourself from going further forward. If this is too much, go back to pulling the knees in. But generally I find most people can cope with this, probably easier than the first option, which is actually the beginner option. And again. So this is quite nice, just to iron out your back, it's lovely. Now So you can grab your ankles, hold your legs mat width apart, and roll. Back up and balance. Use your tummy. And roll. Hold. And roll. And hold. Can you manage one more? Roll. Hold. Well done. Bring the legs together, hands into the backs of the knees. So you're coming more or less into teaser shape now. Arms up in front. So there's your teaser. Hold it if you can. This makes the legs scream for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float the arms to the ceiling as you lower the legs down and go forward into a stretch. Excellent. I always seem to work myself across the mat when I do those. Now we're going to go back to the roll-up, but we're going to add the teaser. So you're going to finish your roll-up this time by coming into teaser. Arms out. Use the weights to help. It makes a big, big difference. So roll down slowly. Same thing as we did before. Arms over your head. Circle out, tuck in the chin. This time as you curl up, lift your legs. So you're coming up onto the sacrum into teaser position. Lower the legs and the back down as the arms go over your head. Circle, tuck in the chin, and lift into teaser. Lower back and legs, arms over. Circle, tuck in the chin, and lift. One more. Down you go. Arms over, circle, tuck the chin in, and lift, and hold. Well done. Lower down to the floor, arms over, and stretch. Oh, lovely. You can really feel your abs working right down the front, getting your body up off the floor into that teaser position. Oh, really know you've done something. Excellent. Okay, now bend your knees and come in to your base position. Watch the feet not too close to the hips. Hands down by your sides. Couple of nice deep breaths. Now we're going to go into scissors. We're going to start with low level and then gradually take it up. Again, just do what you can. So lifting the feet one at a time into tabletop. Hinging from the hips, just take one foot down, tap the floor, lift back up. Try to keep that 90-degree angle at the knee joint. Keep your shoulders relaxed and use your tummy. Little tap and lift. Chin lightly tucked in. Now you can stay at that level. You could add a bit of variation by flexing the feet and taking the heels to the floor. I find that a bit harder, but I know some people do find that a wee bit easier. Alternatively, we could curl up into an abdominal curl. Lift your arms, keep that movement going with your legs. Or you could take it into full scissors, which is to extend both legs vertically. Pop both hands behind one leg as you lower the other down. Draw it back and switch. And change. Your hands could be behind your thighs or behind your calf. But try and avoid the backs of the knees, otherwise you're putting pressure into your knees. Pull that leg towards you as you lower the other down, elbows out. So you're getting a hamstring stretch. Don't look to touch the floor. Breathe out. And breathe in as you switch. 2 more. Last one. And then rest. Head down and hug the knees in tight. Excellent, well done. Don't put the feet to the floor. Just bring your feet back up into tabletop. Now, I'm going to grab your weights again and take them up in front. So again, we're going to use the arms and and the weights to help you with your abdominals. So this is building up into double leg stretch, a version of. So breathe in, the arms go over your head. Breathe out, circle, curl up into an abdominal curl. As your arms come back up in front, you place the head to the floor. So palms in, as you breathe in, breathe out, palms up, circle, curl up, head down. So again, this is you're going to feel this in your tummy, hopefully. Across the bottom of the ribs, so roughly where the diaphragm is. Now, that is the low level. You could always do it with your feet on the floor. But we're going to try and take it into full double leg stretch by extending the legs. So breathe in. As you breathe out, curl up, circle, stretch the legs. Bend the knees as you come back. Take your time with it. It's all about the coordination. You want to be extending the legs as you're curling up, not bringing them in as you curl up. You don't want to be extending the legs with the head on the floor. Can put a lot of pressure into the back. Whew. Okay, one more. And rest. So weights down, hug the knees in tight. So don't necessarily try to do too many repetitions. Focus more on the pace and the precision. So if you can actually concentrate on your coordination with that, so that your legs are going out as you're curling up and circling, you don't need to do too many because you will feel it working. Remember, it's quality, not quantity, that matters. So let's do a little bit of side kick. So I'm going to come up onto the hip, stretch your arm out, use it as a pillow, or fold the arm up to support your head. Hand on the floor in front. So I'm going to bring the legs forward. So we're going to hinge at the hips, so you've actually got your feet on the floor as opposed to your mat. Try and make sure you've stacked the shoulders, knees and ankles. Hand on the floor in front and then just lift the top leg hip out. Flex your foot, breathe out to bring it forward. Point your toes and take it back. Flex to come forward and point to take it back. Just 5 times. So number 3, keeping the leg parallel to the floor, shoulders relaxed, and try not to let your pelvis move. So it literally is just the leg that's doing the work. Legs to come forward and point to take it back. I think that was 4, so I'll just do one more just in case I'm wrong. It won't hurt to do an extra one. Now this time I want you to bring the leg above the hip and go up. Now because we brought the legs forward, you can get your leg much higher. This time we're going to bring it down, tap the floor, take it up and then take it behind. So we're moving, the leg within the hip, lift, tap in front, use your tummy so that you don't roll backwards. There, that's better. Bigger movement as you can manage, or just work within your comfort range. If you've got a bit of a sticky hip and you find you're just here, that's okay. But see if you can get that height, so coming up and down. So just tapping the floor in front or behind the leg. So if you want to be ambitious, get a bit more stretch, come right the way forward, and then as far back behind you. As your hip warms up, there you see, you can get a little bit further. Now I want you to lift the leg and hold. We're going to do a circle this time. As big a circle as possible. So bring the leg down, don't touch the floor. Circle round past the bottom leg behind and then back up. Just 3 in each direction because it's quite tough. Third one. Now if you feel that that's too big, don't worry, just do what you can. You might be doing a dinner plate size circle. Stop and then do in reverse. So behind, circle and up, behind, round and up for 2, last one, and back up. And then just bend your knees. Line up the heels with your tailbone, So you've got a bit of an angle here, not at the right angle. I want the heels back here, hand to the hip. So we've warmed up those hips nicely. We're going to do a little bit of lateral thigh opener, but we're going to miss out the first level. So this time I want you to hold both feet in the air, hands to the hip, and just lift your knee and lower. Keeping your hips stacked and still. Feet together. So 4, 5, 5 more. Oh yes, we're going to do the full 10 this time. 6, so this is going to work into your thigh and into your bum. So you want to start to feel it into your buttock. 9 and 10. Now we're going to keep the feet in the air. This time we're going to lift the knee, hold, and then extend, bend, and lower it back down. So lift, hold, extend, feet together, knees together. For 3 and 4, nice steady pace. And yes, let's see if we can manage another 5. So 5. Should be starting to burn a little bit into both bum cheeks. And 4. Now don't worry if you can't manage this. If it's really starting to burn too much into your hip, do stop. Just do what you can. Maybe the next time you try this routine, you'll manage a few more. And last time, oh yes, really feeling that now. That last one's a struggle. And rest. Oh, well done. Give it a rub. Oh. Okay, quad stretch. That little bit of build-up in lactic acid does actually help strengthen the muscles, so it does get easier, I promise. Okay, and optional extra hand down the front, and gently pull. And release. Excellent. Now come up onto your elbow so that the elbow is directly underneath your shoulder, bottom leg bent, top leg straight. I'm going to try a side bend. Hand to your thigh. Now use the bottom leg and the forearm to help. This I think is really quite a hard exercise, so I tend to teach it mainly with the knee down because it just makes it a little bit more manageable. These are the muscles that are doing the work, but we're stretching these ones out. So hand to the thigh, breathe in. As you breathe out, press your knee and forearm into the mat, push your hip to the ceiling as the arm goes over, and lower back down. You could of course do this with a weight in your moving hand to add a little bit more resistance. 3. Now think pushing this hip to the ceiling as you're getting the stretch into the waist. 4 and 5 and release. Well done. Push yourself up into sitting, bending the extended leg back, grab hold of it, and then bring the supporting hand up over your head. So we're stretching these muscles out, the ones that were supporting you. And then release. Well done. Let's swing the legs around to the other side. We're going to do that all again. On the other side. So use the arm as a pillow. Maybe fold the arm up, prop your head up with your hand. Hand on the floor in front. Hinge at the hips. Bring your legs forward. Lift the top leg hip height. Flex the foot. Breathe out to float it forward. Point and take it back at a nice steady pace. Flex to come forward. Breathing out and point to take it back. Remember, this is about looking for the stretch. Down into the hip flexor as the leg goes back and hamstrings. Watch this hip doesn't hitch as you bring that leg forward. Imagine you're balancing your cup of coffee on that hip. Excellent. And number 5. Keep the leg parallel, don't let it lift as it goes back. Now bring it back above the bottom leg and take it up high. So again, because the legs are slightly forward, it's much higher. Bring it down, tap the floor in front, lift and behind. And lift in front. The taps don't need to be miles apart. As I said before, you might just be here with a little lift depending on the movement in your hip. But see if you can get it a little bit higher each time. You will feel that the hip starts to move. If it does clunk a little bit, that you might get, my right tends to clunk a little, just pull your core muscles in a little bit more and squeeze your bum, and you'll feel that that just stops any clunking or twitching that might be going on. Okay, last two, in front, behind, lift and hold. Now into your circle. So we're going to do big circle as you can manage. Down, behind and up. Take your time with it, don't rush them, so that you can focus on the tummy, squeeze your buttocks, lift the leg. The legs are heavy, especially when you're lifting it sideways, so if you do it slowly, that gives the body a little bit more work to do. That's your three, and change direction. So behind, forward and up, behind, forward and up, and again behind, forward and up. Excellent, well done. Bend the knees, line up the heels with your tailbone. Lift the feet, hip height, lateral thigh opener for 10. 9. Keeping the feet together. Don't let the pelvis roll backwards, keep it stacked. Breathe out to lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is my good hip. I could keep going all day with this one. And 1. Now let's add the extension. So lift the knee, hold, extend, feet together, knees together. Lift, extend, feet together, knees together. Breathe through it the whole time and try not to rush it. As I said, pace does make a difference. The slower you do it, the harder it is. Okay. Yes, that is only number 5. 5 more. So lift, extend, feet together, knees together. Lift, extend, feet together, knees together. Last 2. Well done, last one. And down, well done. Give it a rub if you need to. Quad stretch to release. And optional extra, if possible, hand down and gently pull. And relax. Well done. Push yourself up into sitting. So legs out in front, feet slightly wider than your hips, arms out. We're going to do a little bit of spine twists. Palms down. You can hold your weights if you want to. One in each hand, palms down. Now sit up tall, legs up through your spine, breathe out to twist, breathe in to straighten, and repeat. Not everybody's favourite exercise, spine twist, but it's very good for improving posture. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't try and twist too fast when it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable. If you try to twist, your lumbar spine will only go so far. Now turn the palms over and repeat. If it's too much for your shoulders to use the weights, feel free to pop them down. out to twist. Breathe into straighten. And again. One more. Back to the center and relax it down. Well done. Now take your feet wider. Keep the feet flexed. Knees and toes pointing up. Arms out. Palms to the knees this time. We're going to go into saw. So twist, reach opposite hand to little toe. Back up and center. Twist, stretch, up, center. Try and keep the legs still, both sit bones on the floor. And don't worry if you can't reach your little toe with your little finger. It's more about getting the stretch and the twist than actually trying to touch your foot. Palm up as you twist, be it when the hand goes behind. Now, because it's called saw, we're going to add the next bit. So, the reason it's called saw is as you twist and reach, pulse 3 times as if trying to saw off your little toe with the side of your hand. So, pulse 2, 3, and try not to work from the shoulder, try and work from the waist. 1, 2, 3, center, twist, 1, 2, 3. Keep the legs straight, both sit bones connecting with the mat. 1, 2, 3. Center last time. 1, 2, 3. Back to the center, palms to the ceiling. Keep the legs straight, toes flexed and stretch. The arms, bring your palms together. And open. And reach. And open. That opens up the space between your shoulder blades. It's stretching your rhomboids. And open. And relax. Perfect. Okay, bring the feet to sit cross-legged and a mermaid stretch to release. So big stretch up and over, bend the supporting arm. And release, other side. And release. Let's do one more time each side, just because it's nice. And release, and other side. And release. Now I wonder if you noticed the deliberate mistake. I missed out your side bend on this side. So we're going to just extend the legs back out. Elbow to the floor, legs out, bend the bottom leg. Hand to your thigh. I was too keen to do your spine twist. So let's just do that side bend on this side. Press into the floor, push your hip to the ceiling. And lower back down. And again for 2. And 3. And 4. Now we can push that hip to the ceiling. And last time. And back down. Well done. And just finish that with your mermaid stretch the other way. So hanging on to this leg as that arm comes over. So you're getting a bit more stretch into this side. And that probably actually feels much looser having just done a spine twist. Excellent. Okay, let's get you back onto the floor. And just do a little knees to chest stretch. Maybe lift the head and shoulders if it feels comfortable. And then bring your feet back down to the floor. Now we're going to do some bridges. You can hold the weights if you want to, one in each hand. Or you can do it without. Bridge, the feet are a little bit closer to your hips. Shoulders down. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis. Press your back into the mat. Lift up into bridge. Firm pressure through both feet. Taking both arms over your head. Leave your arms there as you breathe out. Roll the spine down slowly. Pushing your lower back into the mat. Rolling back to neutral. And then bring your arms back. Oh, it's nice after all that. So this is the low level bridge. You can stay with this if you prefer. Stretching through the arms. Long breath out. To roll down slowly. And then bring your arms back right at the end. However, if you do want to make your bridges a little bit harder, you could add a couple of little extras. The first one being an abdominal curve. So once the arms are over your head, leave them there, roll the spine down, tilting the pelvis to press your back into the mat. As you bring your arms back, curl up, reaching the hands past your hips, pop the head down, just put your arms down. It's quite a nice addition to your bridge. Gives you a little bit of movement in the spine in both directions. You're getting that mobilization down to the floor, and then curling up, taking it the opposite way, and head down. Well done. You can continue with that, or you can try adding a little bit of leg. So, making sure the feet are quite close to you, come back up into bridge, and hold. Arms can stay by your sides, or you can take them over your head. Lift one knee and extend the leg vertically. Flexing the foot, keep the hips lifted, lower the leg down, point and take it up. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knee, replace to the floor, change feet. Try and keep your hips in the air as you change feet. Flex and lower, push through the heel, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. For 3, and 4, and 5. Replace the foot to the floor. Again, check you've still got some space underneath you to roll back down to neutral. Well done. Hip flexor stretch to release. And change. And relax. Well done. I'm just going to move those out of the way. Arms out to the side. Pop one ankle across the opposite knee. Roll both legs to the side and turn the head the opposite way. Just getting a nice stretch around the waist. And back to the centre. I do like that stretch. Change feet. And repeat. And back to the centre. Excellent. Now let's get you back up into sitting. And we'll just finish off with some nice gentle stretches. So legs out wide. And sit up tall. So take the legs as wide as it feels, just enough for you to get stretch. But try and flex your feet. Oh, you just move back a little bit. It's better. And then hinging at the hips, lean forward. And just relax into the stretch. Try not to let your knees lift. Keep the toes pulling towards your knees. But what I find is this leg always wants to rotate in. So keep making sure that the knee's pointing up. And just relax and breathe. And with each breath out, just see if you can push yourself a little bit more.
you might get to the point where you can get your elbows onto the floor, but really doesn't matter if you don't. You want to feel the stretch in your inner thighs, but it is quite nice in your lower back. But keep checking your legs, hold and breathe. Now I personally find it takes me about 20 seconds before the muscles will suddenly think, oh yes, I can relax a bit more. You can feel them let go so that you can get a little bit further into the stretch. But I know some people take a little bit longer. You might be someone who takes about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. So if you've got the time, which we all seem to have at the moment, just stay in that position. See if you can feel the muscles starting to give. Remember, mild discomfort, not pain. So if it does feel painful, come out of it. Now to come out of it, come out gently, so point your toes and slowly walk the hands back in. So you're not coming out too fast, just to give your back time to release. Lovely, that was good. Okay, now bend one knee in, twist along the extended leg, stretch up and fold yourself along the leg. This is going to give you a stretch into the hip also. See if you can grab your foot and pull, but try and keep that knee down. And again, just hold and breathe. So nice deep breath. And come out of it gently and change feet. Stretch up first, fold yourself along the leg, grab hold of whatever you can reach. It might be the foot, the heel, the toes, your ankle, even the back of the knee. But try and keep that knee down as you pull. If you get your forehead down onto the front of your knee, go for it. I've seen people do that. And again, just like the inner thigh stretch, just relax into it, let your body go. See if you can feel it, just give that little bit more. And come out of it again slowly, just walk the hands back up the legs. Legs out in front, sit up tall, again fold yourself in half, grab hold of the toes and pull, maybe your heels, if you do sideways. So you're lifting and then going forward. So you're aiming to put your tummy to your thighs, not bending your spine. So you want that feeling of hinging forward. Grab hold of your feet. You can relax the toes to give yourself a bit more stretch into your back, or you can flex the feet so you're getting a stretch right up the backs of the legs. And come out of it slowly. Excellent. Okay, take yourself to the floor and stretch. So full body stretch, pull up the toes, press your back into the mat. Whew. And then rest. So come into your relaxation position. Grab another layer of clothing if you need it, just for a couple of minutes, just to lie still. It's very important just to let the body muscles settle before you jump to your feet. I know a lot of people are raring to go, but it's worth just letting the body settle and just take a couple of minutes to breathe. So deep breathing into the ribs, feeling the rib cage expand and reduce. And again. Scanning around the body, make sure you're no longer holding on anywhere. And just start to let your breathing go back to natural breathing. So letting your tummy muscles relax. And letting your breathing switch from the ribs to the normal breathing, where you'll feel your tummy go up and down as you breathe. Let the shoulders relax. Relaxing your arms, your hands and fingers. Check your jaw. Let it relax. Make sure you're not gritting your teeth. And as you breathe normally now, with each breath out, relax and let go
as you like. 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Up to you. Switch me off now and lie a bit longer. If you feel you've had enough, wiggle the fingers and toes just to let your brain know you're going to move again. And then have a stretch. So full body stretch is quite nice after all that. I quite like to cross my ankles and do a little side stretch. So turning the body into a big C curl. And change the ankles round. That's quite nice. And when you're ready, just very gently roll onto your side and push yourselves up into sitting position. Oh, well done. I quite enjoyed that. That was a toughie today, I know. So some of you, there might be some exercises that you've not done before. Take your time with them. Practice makes perfect. Not always easy to do the first time round. If it was easy, we'd all be able to do it. Practice makes perfect. I will keep putting on some more videos over the next few weeks until we can get the studio open again. However, we are doing some classes online, live, through Zoom. If you're interested in joining a live class with me, I'm doing beginners, improvers, intermediates, but also a mixed ability class. Get in touch and I can give you the Zoom code for you to join in with the classes. It's good fun. We're having a bit of a laugh with it. And it's lovely just to see people and have a chat. Take care, everyone. Keep practicing your Pilates, keep moving, and we'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.